Yo, what up? I'm not gonna do the intro and shit on this one, man, because you know what I'm saying, I'm talking about sports or whatever. I gotta get into this. I'm live on my sports channel too right now. So I'll put the link in the chat for the sports channel. But yeah, man, I just wanted to talk about the Western Conference Finals. Watching this game, I was watching it. I cut that shit off. Shout out to SGA. Shea Gilgis Alexander for winning the MVP. I still think Jokic should have won it for sure. This voting fatigue shit is crazy, but Jokic is pretty much on the Jordan rules now because he finally averaged a triple double, and I think he was top three in three categories or something. Historical season, man. And if you give it to Russell Westbrook, just off precedence and principle, when he was an 8 seed, because he averaged a triple double, right? Jokic averaged a better triple double on a higher winning team, and but again, like I said, I still don't think not saying that SGA didn't deserve it at all. It's definitely understandable. He's played phenomenal all season. But hey, man, listen, if you know ball, you know ball. Jokic is the best basketball player on the planet, point blank, period. But anyway, I'm not liking what I'm seeing in this thing, bro. I am not liking what I'm seeing in this Western Conference matchup. And the thing about it is, I think this is where the interim coach he's pretty much hit his ceiling because he can't figure out how to stop these fucking third quarter runs, man. These runs that fucking they're having in the third quarter is just ridiculous. And they was doing the same thing in the Denver series. So I'm trying to see, even though you don't have the dynamic of a Jokic, right? And the team is structured a little bit better fit against them, right? Size wise and being able to counterbalance, right? You still should have been able to look at things, especially being too. Remember, they um they beat the Warriors, what, 4-1, right? They beat the Warriors in 5 games. So that gave you time off to, plan and scheme and do all these things, right? I'm gonna talk about the Knicks a little bit too. But bro, you gotta stop this third quarter run, bro. You gotta stop it. That means you're gonna have to run sets purposely to slow down their possessions and just run through better things. And especially like you said, if you got Julius Randle in there and you can get Gobert be able to get offensive rebounds, I think that would help a lot. They're doing too much one-on-one shit. And OKC is too good defensively for that, right? And hey, bro, you gotta listen. I'm looking at Ant, and I'm not seeing the energy I saw he had in the first two series versus the Lakers or versus the Warriors, right? He's being extremely passive. He's not demanding the ball. And I'm looking at him stop way high, um, being out of the play in half court set, right? So if you look at everything else from the past two series, he's always getting the ball right at the 3-point line, no further back. He's letting them push him back closer to the motherfucking half court line, and I'm like, bro, what's going on? Again, OKC is a very, very talented, balanced, and a great defensive team. I think they had two players. No, they didn't have two players on the first all team defense, but they had one on first team all team defense and one on the second, right? So very good defensive team, but um Wolves need a second option. It's Ant-Man or bust. No, Azrael, you're not watching the game, bro. What's name's killing? Julius Randle's doing his thing. Julius Randle is definitely playing. Julius Randle is a great second option. Julius Randle is actually getting better shots than Ant. They're making it tough on Ant. They like, hey, Randall is, too big and strong, pause, right? So if he get his, it's cool and fine. But they're playing him straight up and they're fighting over the screens and they're making it as difficult as possible for Anthony Edwards. So that's a really, really good defensive strategy. It's the same thing that the Pistons did versus the Lakers, right? The Pistons was able to beat the Lakers because they're like, hey, Shaq gonna get his. We can live with Shaq getting his. But as long as we motherfucking make it as difficult as possible to Kobe, hey, that's gonna fuck the whole thing up. That's the worst thing about a two-headed monster, right? Where you're so dependent upon the two players to win the game or whatnot. If you can cut off one of them heads of the snake, bro, and then you're able to match that in scoring because of balance, and you got an SGA. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. They playing that like they're hitting threes. They're making really really good defensive plays and defensive stops. They running. I mean, OKC man, shit. Um, I don't know. I don't see. With the way SGA is playing, the way their coach is coaching, and whoever comes out of the East, which, like I said, I told y'all, I remember I said yesterday, I said Pacers in 6. That's why I got to start doing this shit more. Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna say sweeping. Well, no, so Detro, that's what I said, right? If they don't figure out this third shit, bro, well, that's this game. Last game, he had like what? I think he had like 30 or some shit. But nah, they're making it difficult. They're making it more difficult on what's name. Whenever he gets a matchup with what's name with one of the guards, he's forcing the issue. At least he's being aggressive. But yeah, I'm gonna have to see how they play because I mean you're not beating them at home. You're not beating OKC at home. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. He got to force that, bro. He got to kill that. He got to kill that matchup. And they're especially towards the end of the game, they're matching him up. They're willing to fucking let Caruso play him head up. And I didn't seen too many times either him go away from the ball or get off the ball. Like, no, bro, press that shit. You gotta press that shit, bro. Yeah, man. The last Fatty said this shit. I ain't even realize it, man. The last 7 MVPs been foreign motherfuckers, bro. We gotta do something. And shit, Ant-Man was like the fucking the only hope. All the rest of them, shit. I don't think nobody else is in even in the MVP conversation. American dude. They talking about before Luca came to the Lakers, but Luca, Jokic, like who's even third? I don't even know who would have been in the third option as MVP this year. Was it would it have been an American dude or would it have been Giannis again? Well, no. No. I think that was a major game, and that play was a back breaking play. So no, Rick Carlisle is a championship coach and a really really good underrated coach. I think people forget about that. Again, man, I'm gonna say this again. In the NBA playoffs, okay, especially when you're talking about Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals, and the finals, bro. Coaching matters a lot. And if you have a fucking deficiency the coaching levels are way off, you're gonna see it. Again, a lot of people forget. I keep referencing this because again, I don't think people give credence to that championship that the Pistons won. That was a well deserved, extremely well coached championship season. Okay. And who was the coach? Championship. So Giannis was third. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's not even American it's not even an American in the fucking what's the name, man? It's not even an American in the running. All of the American guys too old. KD's old. And he's on a super team, so no. Steph is getting old. Um, and his team can't win enough games because they won't get rid of Draymond. Who am I forgetting? LeBron, obviously. LeBron's too old. Um, all of the premier American players, man, just too old. Yeah, team basketball, man. Team basketball and team basketball and extremely good coaching. So again, people forget, right? Larry Brown was the coach of who? Larry Brown was the coach of the was that 2001? The Sixers team led by AI, right? And they lost 4-1, right? Larry Bird, Larry Bird, Larry Brown, Larry Brown learned from that series any and everything he needed to do to beat the Lakers. And that's why they structured the team the way they structured it. Um, and he coached the way he coached, and that's the way they was able to beat the Lakers the way they was able to beat them. Man, that shit was heartbreaking. It really was. Yeah, well, yeah, is that listen, Tibbs, and I'm glad you said it, Azrael. The reason why you're not gonna win a championship with Tibbs, bro. Tibbs grinds his players into the fucking ground. I know people don't want to, bro. That Chicago team, that baby Bulls team, bro. You have to have some type of balance, bro. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the water, the vitamins, or whatever. These players are not built like players were built 20, 30 years ago. They're not as durable. I didn't see more Achilles happen, man. Like, you know what I mean? In the last 5 years than ever by major superstars. Think about that shit. Major superstars. A lot of them. But yeah, man, this series right here, if they do the same thing in fucking Minnesota they doing at home, yeah, this might be a sweep, bro. And ultimately, like I said, for them, they need to get rid of Gobert. Gobert is Gobert is not of a defensive threat because he's very, very slow. And he's too horrible and too much of a fucking liability on offense. Bro, I seen this nigga motherfucking try to do a putback that was like almost at the top of the damn backboard. I'm like, bro, what's wrong with this nigga, bro? There's no motherfucking way your touch is off that much. Jesus Christ. But they definitely gotta get off of fucking Gobert, bro. The because Ant and Julius Randle have found their chemistry. They do have chemistry, and that's good two good offensive options. The problem is again, you're gonna have to get a big, I would say, that's definitely more versatile, right? And can give you something on offense. Because that none of that shot blocking shit working. He not blocking no shots. He barely getting fucking rebounds. Like it's just trash. Yeah, he listen, bro. Yeah, everybody forget. Not even that. The D Rose shit is one thing, but bro, y'all remember Luol Deng? Bro, Luol Deng had to get a fucking spinal tap, bro. That's how bad like he was stressed out. He literally ran that dude, and Luol Deng was one of the most versatile dudes. He reminded me of I forget what the dude who he play for. Luol Deng was like another version of like a Sean Marion, and it's another guy. I'm trying to remember if he played for they were they the Hornets again or they the Bobcats? But it was a guy he was always get you like 999, right? He'd be real close to like a triple double, or he, you know what I'm saying, off and on games. But he was extremely versatile. Luol Deng was that. Extremely good defender, decent scorer or whatnot, but good hustle, good motor. But yeah, Tibbs ran that whole team into the ground, bro. Horrible hands. Charles Merchant, horrible hands, bro. Terrible hands. Terrible fucking hands, bro. I can't. That's something there. Just yeah, Nicholas Batum same way. Shout out to Artifacts. Nicholas Batum, that same type of player. But not. I'm not. I want to talk about Batum. It's another dude. I can't think of his name. I'm pretty. He played for He played for Charlotte or the Bobcats. I forget him. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. I'll get to the East after this. Wrap the West up. They're gonna have to move Gobert, get off of Gobert, and go after. Even if they could get a Porzingis, I would definitely get a Porzingis. I don't know what Porzingis contract is like, or hell, if they could finesse a Embiid, because Embiid, this has got to be Embiid's last season in fucking for the Sixers. I just don't know what they're gonna want for him if you trying to keep Julius Randle, and you know what I'm saying. So it has to be like a 3-team trade and some draft picks and all this other shit. But I would take the gamble if I was Minnesota to go after Embiid, get off the fucking what's the name contract. Just make sure he's healthy enough. Hell, rest this motherfucker as much as you can possibly fucking rest him, as long as he's available for the playoffs. And I think that'd be a big difference maker. I don't see any way of them getting Giannis. Again, of course, if you can get Giannis, you can get Giannis. But I think the price for Giannis is just gonna be way, way too much. And a big part of Minnesota is their bench. But if you can get Giannis, you can keep somewhat semblance of the fucking bench. Of course, go after it. But if I'm Giannis and I can get to Minnesota, if I'm Giannis, Minnesota, I don't know if you want to stay in the East, but Minnesota, New York side of the question. You can't go to New York. So Minnesota, I can see the Pacers doing a deal for him. If the Pacers don't win it all, which I don't see either of those teams beating OKC if they make it to the finals. I just don't. Rick Carlisle is a hell of a coach, but I just think that OKC is just too good on both sides of the ball for the Pacers to beat them in the finals. In my head, just the way looking at everything. Minnesota is my number one spot. Of course, if you could somehow get Denver, so Minnesota and Denver actually has the pieces because at this point, Jamal Murray, you know what I mean? I'm not saying, of course, he's still great, but if I got to choose between Jamal Murray and Giannis, I'm getting Jamal Murray up out of there. I give you Jamal Murray and Braun, or Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon or whatever the fuck, la la la. If I got to get those two, as long as, let's say, who would I get off of? What's the name though? It wouldn't just be. It would have to be another team. It would have to be somebody else. I would have to get a serviceable guard, not somebody that's on par with Jamal Murray, but at least somebody that's going to be serviceable, right? But if I'm Giannis, it's only two teams I'm trying to go to next year. It's going to be either Minnesota or Denver. Shout out to Valerie. Appreciate you, love. Appreciate you, Miss Valerie, for the 20 ball. Greatly appreciate it. I ain't even expect to get no money on this shit. Shout out to Miss Valerie. Ain't nothing but some money. I can't believe they let Mr. Green come back. Also, did you hear about the Prince tapes about? No, I didn't. Miss Valerie, I'm staying as much away from Diddy, any and everything as I possibly can. Crazy. Yo, bro, I don't know what the fuck you got going on, man. And I thought you was tripping. But yeah, bro. I don't know if somebody got your somebody hacking your account. So I'm gonna just let you sit down for a little minute, love the bar, cause you tripping, bro. You must be on that good motherfucking liquor down there or some shit. The LeBron dudes always want to start a super team. Who you calling LeBron dude? At this point, bro, for real though. I mean, now of course, OKC is not a super team. It's a real again, and shout out to OKC, man. Who's their front office? OKC has been the best drafting team, like, period. OKC has been damn good at drafting, bro. Damn good at drafting. I know they got what SGA from the Clippers, but they drafted Holmgren, they drafted Dort, and the Williams kid or whatever. OKC is really really good at drafting. But the only person you probably team you say is better than them would be of course like the Warriors. But the Warriors was after the whole KD, Russ, um, James Harden, Ibaka, and what was the other Green? Jeff Green. That was what's the name? Yeah, Presti. That's what I thought it was. Yeah, Presti's a motherfucker. Yeah, yeah. Sam Presti has been phenomenal. Well, no. Well, you know what? No, no, no. I'm not. I don't think the Spurs. The Spurs didn't draft extremely well. Well, no, yeah, you're right. I guess if you say that, yeah, David Robinson. For you to draft two top 10 bigs of all time, that says a lot. So David Robinson, um, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. But yeah, I mean that's not the same though. But I'm trying to think what would be, you know what I'm saying? But don't get too far off the. I'm getting too far off the thing. So that's the whole West for me, man. Again, Ant got to be extremely more aggressive. He has a pressure issue, and him coming home hopefully gets him out of this rut to have him figure this shit out. But Ant's not being aggressive enough, bro. He's just not towards the second half of the game. And when you know that this team is a third quarter team, bro, again, it's the coach's motherfucking job to make the adjustments necessary. Shout out to Chief Rocker for the 20 ball. God damn, man, y'all supporting like a motherfucker. Ain't nothing but some money. As far as I know, yeah. Everybody talking about Cooper Flag. Let me see. Is he officially? I think he officially. What's his name? Yeah, Cooper Flag is declared for the 2025 NBA draft. Yeah, April 21st. So he declared on the 21st. So yeah, Cooper Flag is definitely gonna be the number one. The thing is, they're saying that they're gonna keep the pick. Now, would I give up Cooper Flag for Giannis if I can get Giannis there? Yeah, of course I would. The thing is though, damn, I'm tripping. Kyrie, how is Kyrie's health gonna be? Because if you got motherfucking listen, AD and Giannis, that's gonna be a nightmare, bro. AD and Giannis, and if you get a healthy Kyrie, shit. But let me move over to the East, man. So the Eastern Conference, um, Knicks, you know what I mean? Eastern Conference Finals. Brunson again. My apologies, man. I thought Brunson was overrated, and I thought Brunson was as good as he was in Dallas because he's playing alongside Luca. He's definitely fucking disproving that shit. Brunson, right now, shit. Brunson's the best point guard in the league by far. Yeah. Brunson's the best point guard in the league right now. I said right now, the best point guard in the league is Jalen Brunson. Okay. Yeah, he better than Steph. Um, and I that's probably the only other person you would have in the conversation with him. I mean, is Luca classified as a PG? I don't know. Do they classify Luca as a point guard? Some people will argue that shit. If Luca's a point guard, I would say it's arguable. But definitely, if depending on how they classify Luca, Jalen Brunson is either one or two, right? Well, I think it's not about rushing back. I think the typical recovery time for ACL is like what 9 months. So he had the surgery and he does rehab and everything. It would be perfect for him to come back, you know, second half of the season. You feel me? And go there. Yeah, so yeah. Shy is not no fucking PG. Shay is not a PG. Shay is definitely a fucking a shooting guard, bro. You tripping? Shay's a fucking shooting guard, bro. So now Luka's a shooting guard. They got Luka as a shooting guard. So yeah, definitely. So definitely, Jalen Brunson is the number one. What's her name? Hell no, SG is not no motherfucking point guard. I don't know who the hell y'all talking about. Shout out to Sir Tice for the 10. Appreciate y'all, man. You and me and Hoop, we got to break this one of these games live. Cool. Yeah, salute, fan. A1 Day 1 receipts. Okay, CNC. Oh yeah, for sure, man. Most definitely, man. Shout out to Hoop Jargon, by the way. They have Shea listed as a point guard. So who the fuck? Who's the two? Lou Dort? Come on, bro. Well, we know good and hell well Shea's a motherfucking shooting guard, but okay. All right, a combo guard, but okay. So if you got him as a point guard, then Shea's the best. If they have him listed as a point guard, Shea is the best point guard, and then it will be Jalen Brunson. So I didn't know they had him listed as a point guard. So Shea's the best point guard, and then Jalen Brunson. With that being said, now Eastern Conference Finals. That game last night, bro, fucking crazy. I was on somebody's stream, you know what I mean, on the panel when Buddy hit the shot, when the shot fell. Listen, and I know I just looked it up. I know he was that fucking tall. I didn't know the Halliburton was damn 6'5". I know Halliburton 6'5", bro. Halliburton is that motherfucker, bro. Halliburton is fucking Reggie Miller 2.0 for real. He talked that shit. He and that's why motherfuckers say he overrated. The league voted him overrated. Yeah, because he talked that shit and that motherfucker back it up. He also has one of the best, if not the best, fucking assist to turnover ratios. He's really, really responsible with the ball. Extremely fucking good with the ball, bro. He can shoot. He can shoot the three. He can shoot the lights out. That motherfucker can drive. He got a nice little handle on it. Man, I just really, really like his game. And I would have said if I didn't know if I thought he was a lot shorter than that. I thought he might have been, 6'3" or whatever at most. But the Steph prototype, the searching for the next Steph Curry. Now, again, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's anywhere near close or whatever, but people want that style of play, being able to shoot the three ball and being able to, being able to do what he's able to do. Looking for, the repeat of Steph, that type of play. He's the closest thing that's happened to it. Again, shout out to Trey in Atlanta. Very, very unfortunate. I mean, I think they set him up to fail from the jump because, like I said, he's too small, bro. Bro, you too small. The AI shit proved that shit, bro. You're not gonna be a one man band or the the main scorer as a guy that's 6'2" or under. You feel me? Outside of Steph Curry, that shit's not going, bro. Not going. But yeah, you crazy, bro. Laro, put the bottle down, bro. What the fuck is robotic about him? Nothing is robotic about fucking Halliburton, bro. Nothing. Halliburton could do anything on the court. Talking about robotic. What the fuck are you talking about? His shot looked crazy. That's why it's a la Reggie Miller, because he got an awkward shot, but he wet in that bitch. Who? Oh, no, let's not go too far. Well, I mean, as a point guard, he's really good, but I'm saying as shooting. Yeah, that's what I said, and that's what I'm talking about. You look at his shot's crazy, just like Reggie. So that's why I'm saying it's odd that, you know what I'm saying? Who the fuck is Veggie Miller, brother? I don't know who Veggie Miller is. I know he ain't no Veggie Miller. Well, he can't listen. That's what, but no, listen, and y'all lie. Stop lying. Listen, bro, stop lying. It's not that he don't try. Look, bro, I had this argument with niggas on Twitter. Well, I am on Twitter too. Shout out to Twitter if you're on Twitter. Listen, there are very few two-way players, bro, in the NBA. Period. guards or bigs. Very few. All right. You either a scorer or you're a defensive guy. And most of the defensive guys aren't even like defensive stoppers, lockdown motherfuckers. But you get what I'm saying, right? There are very few number one guys that are two-way players. So expecting Trey Young to be, like you said, what, 6'1", 6'2", or whatever the fuck, right? They got him listed as. He's a little guy and being super light in the ass to be your number one scorer and a top defender, or even, that's asking too much, bro. That's asking too much. And y'all act like fucking Steve Kerr didn't have to hide Steph all the time before they got KD there. Remember, Kyrie hit the game-winning shot to come back fucking down 3-1 over who? He forced Steph to guard him. They switched that motherfucking screen until fucking Steph got on Kyrie. Kyrie hits one of the biggest shots ever in fucking finals history. Again, bro. I'm just remembering this shit, right? You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I'm a motherfucking, expert or nothing, but I got a pretty good memory of a lot of these things, man. Watching basketball as a fucking hooper. So nah, bro. Steph Curry been here. He's always been a defensive liability, bro. Always. Yeah, what we talking about? That's what I'm talking about. So that's what I'm saying. Exactly, Vern. And people forget because like, bro, Clay was an elite defender before he messed up his ACL and Achilles. So again, but nah, Trey Young, man, like I said, man, one of the worst, and not his fault. Not saying Trey is not fucking phenomenal. Trey Young is phenomenal. I just know for a fact he can't be a number one option, and he need help. So unless Atlanta's gonna bring somebody there to him, but I don't think he's gonna be comfortable being the number two option in Atlanta. That's why they would have to trade him somewhere else, right? And let's see who could use a Trey Young. Now, if I'm being that Dame's injured, right? And if Milwaukee is trying to keep Giannis there, of course, I'm guessing if I'm Milwaukee, I'm gonna try to get Trey Young. If I'm who else? Somebody that's missing that piece. If I could get if I'm Phoenix, if I'm Phoenix and I can get Bradley Beal up out of there, if I'm Phoenix, I want Trey Young. Who else? Hell. Nah. They don't have the other piece that you would need in Atlanta. I can't think of no other big. I think they did have somebody on the all defensive second team, but yeah, I don't know. That's the only two places I can see. Hold on. Um, chill out. Chill out. Yeah, Houston for sure. Yeah, oh yeah, I would definitely do that trade. I would do that trade in a minute for Jalen Green for I think that would be almost a straight up trade too. Trey Young for Jalen Green. If I'm Atlanta, fuck yeah, I'll take Jalen Green. And then what? You still got the foreign dude and then the twin. Yeah, I like that. If I could get Trey Young, I would because Jalen Green shrunk, bro. Jalen Green shrunk when it mattered the most, and I think they just gave him the extension, right? Jalen Green just got the extension, right? Houston wants to trade for KD for who? For Jalen Green and who? If I'm KD, I'm definitely going to Houston, without a doubt. Well, I'm Jalen Green. You get Jalen Green. I wouldn't give none of the young core. You get Jalen Green, and I'll give you either fucking what's the little light skinned nigga? You can get them two and some draft picks. But nah, all the rest of that staying. But damn, I keep talking. So Eastern Conference Finals, man. Listen, I said fucking Pacers in 6. I think the Pacers are. This next game is going to be a huge game. I think New York definitely wins this game. They're not going to lose 2. But motherfucking, Cat on that bullshit. Cat just had a great game. Y'all know it's real hard for fucking Cat to motherfucking line up 2 good games back to back. And Cat's always gonna have a off game. And I saw Cat motherfucking holding his back and limping shit toward, I think, in the fourth quarter, or it was either the fourth quarter or in overtime. So I don't know. Yeah, Van Fleet. There we go. Sir Randolph. Yeah, I definitely give. Hey, you can get Jalen Green, Van Fleet, and motherfucking some draft picks. Everything else stays. No way. Because if you move the twin, or why I can't think of the foreign motherfucker name, the whatever he is. I can't think of his name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. That boy, hey, that boy is solid. He good in the post. Ain't scared of shit. Was giving giving Draymond Green pure hell. Sengun, yeah, Sengun is good. Shout out to Miss Valerie again. Greatly appreciate you. What do Charlotte's team needs to start to improve? They just need to rebuild. Charlotte just needs to rebuild. They need to trade they need to trade Melo and get as much as they can possibly can for Melo. That's another big piece right there too. That's another huge piece. Melo Ball on a couple of teams. So Melo Ball on a couple of teams, man, could be, like I said, as a second option. Shit, if I'm low key, the Lakers. Well, no, the Lakers need a big though. So the Lakers just need to get a big, because that's another thing too. Hold up. So let me not get sidetracked. So all right, I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna put a pin in that, Miss Valerie, because we will get to Charlotte. So Eastern Conference Finals, Carlisle's coaching, right? And then, bro, that was just phenomenal shooting by by the other dude. And everybody was talking shit because it was the other guy. And then I guess, what's name had a shitty ass percentage. Halliburton had a shitty ass percentage. But it was an old school hooper that told me, hey, it ain't always how much you score, it's when you score. So when fucking Halliburton hit that shot, and I thought it was a 3-2. Everybody thought it was a 3, thought it was game over. But the game tying shot, bro, that shit right there, bro. I think that's one of the plays that changes around the whole series. Yeah, never. What's name not gonna let him? Yeah, yeah. Hey, Naismith or is it Nesbitt or Naismith? I think it was Naismith. It's Naismith, right? I think it's Naismith or was it Nesbitt? Zach Levine is not. Zach Levine is no longer that much of an impact guy. Just not. Yeah, Naismith. That's what I thought it was. Yeah, exactly. Crazy. Nigga, the spirit of Reggie Miller caught the Pacers, bro. Because Buddy couldn't miss. He could not miss in the fourth quarter. Crazy. Yeah, Zach, I don't think Zach. Zach doesn't want to. Well, I don't want to say that. I would just say that Zach Levine, his window for being a pivotal piece is just past. Because I really do like Zach Levine in his game. I think he just got trapped in Chicago too long. Chicago fucked him up. Well, no, Mike David. Everybody, listen. Everybody's not. I hate this, right? Everybody doesn't make everybody better around them. That's a really a fucking. Great players don't make other players around them better, bro. You just give them an opportunity to do whatever the fuck they can do. Okay, you Kobe couldn't make Smush Parker and shout out to Kwame Brown, but he could, no matter how good Kobe was, he was never going to elevate those guys to championship level players. It's literally impossible. And we clearly saw what happened once he got Lamar Odom and he got Powell, right? Great players allow other players enough space to be able to do what they're good at, right? If I'm double teaming you, right? I got to double team this guy. We got to run a scheme to stop this guy. Okay, all we got to do now is give you the ball once there's too much focus on me and you do your thing, right? If you can do it. But if you don't have the capability of doing that shit, bro, no, you're not it is what it is. I don't like it. Listen, man. Listen. And I love this shit. Listen, this shit right here, we'll see. I say the same thing. I don't see Giannis being there. And like I said, being that he brought a championship there, they're so far away with the whole Dame experiment. Um, Dame was a Hail Mary to fucking keep him there. And shout out to Dame, man. You know, best of wishes to him, health and getting in recovery. But yeah, man. No, 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 no. He was never a superstar. Let's not go too far, Vern. He was never a fucking superstar, bro. But yeah, man, I like the old field, man. That's what I like about Halliburton and the Pacers. The Pacers ain't scared of shit, bro. And the Pacers with the shits. The Pacers, if we gotta get dirty, we'll do some dirty shit. Super aggressive, like you know what I'm saying. And shout out to Obi Toppin, bro. I know New York, the Knicks is hurting because I think he got drafted by them, right? That fucking alley to seal the game, and they didn't even call the foul. Crazy. Nah, I ain't gonna say he wasted his best years, but he didn't waste his. I don't think he wasted his best years, but I think Dame was definitely overhyped, bro. Dame never did well. No, Dame never even made it to a Western Conference Finals, right? Or did he make it one time? Did Dame make it to the Western Conference Finals? I think he made it 1 year, right? Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, and he from New York, and he from Brooklyn. Oh, yeah, that's crazy. I know he talking cash shit. Yeah, he never made it to the Western Conference Finals. Everybody talk about these shots and the wave and this shit. Like, bro, you hit big shots in, I mean, I guess semi big moments, but you never even got to the Western Conference Finals. Come on. And he wanted the money. Dame wanted the money. So he signed the max. He wanted to sign for the max. And then he wanted to force his way out. And then he was wishy-washy and iffy about that. So that's the only approach I don't like about the shit. Yeah, he definitely should have left when but that was Portland though. He allowed them to do that. When they got rid of Buddy that's down in New Orleans now. What's his name? The two guard. When they got rid of him, Dame should have been right behind him. When they got rid of him and then replace him with anybody, you know what I'm saying, that was going to give him any chance. Yeah. Yeah, CJ McCollum. Appreciate it, David. Yeah. McCollum, when they got rid of him, bro, Dame should have been right behind him. But he wanted the money and But yeah, man, that speedy recovery to Dame. Kyrie, all the dudes is injured and shit. Of course, can't forget about Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum gonna be out for probably a whole year. Um, I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be a lot of movements made this summer in the offseason. And I think the NBA is gonna look a whole lot different. But it's good though. Like I said, for the first time, like they said, the damn whatever they said. This is the first time we had a different team to where it's not gonna be, the Celtics or Denver or the same teams that have been going to the motherfucking finals for the last however many years, pretty much. Nah, I said it. Nah, we'll see. I said that shit at the beginning of the thing, man. He definitely deserved a fucking MVP, dog. No fucking shade to Shea, no disrespect to Shea. But bro, with the shit that Jokic did this year, this is the epitome of motherfucking voters fatigue, bro. Because ain't no way Jokic shouldn't have got MVP this year, bro. Yeah, well, no, Mike David, the bench did pretty damn good today. In the through the two quarters, through the second quarters, it's the third quarter, bro. They run it up in the third quarter every time. They did the same thing in fucking what's the name? They're a third quarter team. I don't know what the hell they doing in their locker room, but the third quarter, nigga, they coming out, you know what I mean, hitting motherfuckers in the mouth. Shout out to Valerie again for another team. One last question, and I'll leave you gents to talk. Has Buffalo ever had an NBA team? I don't know if it was an NBA team. I know they had a professional team, so it might have been the ABA team, but I think it was the Buffalo. I want to say it sounds weird, but I want to say Braves. I want to say Buffalo Braves was either ABA or NBA team. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but Buffalo did have a team, and I forget what it turned into. But Miss Valerie, yeah, Buffalo had a team at one point. Yeah, see, yeah, see, yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah, Braves, right? Yeah, exactly. Buffalo Braves, and was it ABA or what's the name? See, Mike David. I know a little something. I'm not. I can't. I'm rusty on my NBA knowledge because I don't talk about it a lot. I don't argue. I used to argue all the time about fucking, when Kobe was playing the Lakers and shit. I knew all the NBA shit, but being that I don't talk about it no more. Yeah. Listen, bro, they doing something. Okay, yeah. That shout out to yeah, that's what it is. So Valerie, Buffalo Braves, that became the Clippers. There we go. That's what it is. Yep, appreciate you. No problem, Miss Bradley. I greatly appreciate you. But yeah, man. I still got what's the name beating the Knicks, and I still got the Pacers beating the Knicks in 6, but it's gonna be a slaughterhouse if OKC makes it to the fucking finals, bro. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see, but I don't see anybody beating OKC in OKC. I mean, the first game that what's name won was like a miracle thing with the shot, right? For Denver, but I think they learned from that, and their coach makes very very good adjustments. I don't see an Eastern Conference team, um, be it the Pacers or the Knicks, getting a game in OKC. I just don't see it. Carlisle will be the best coach, I think, in scheme to be able to get around something to make the adjustments. But I just think, man, or I know for a fact, OKC's balance and their effectiveness on both sides of the ball. When you're that good offensively and you're that good defensively, and you have a fucking power pellet that you pop in every third quarter, bro, that's a hard fucking puzzle to fucking figure out. Hard puzzle to figure out, man. Yeah, that's the dude I was talking about. Did he make first? I think he made either first or second all team defense. I saw that, and I didn't even heard of him. I don't watch Atlanta at all for real. Yeah, that's another thing too. Get him out of here, bro. Spurs are years and years and years away from anything. Spurs are years away from being relevant. And shit. Shout out to Wemby. I forget what happened with Wemby. They said Wemby had, was it a heart issue or something? Wemby had something semi-serious that they shut him down for. Oh, another name we hadn't talked about. Zion is, I don't know where Zion's gonna go. Zion Williamson for the right team. Zion, that's another one. And I think in the Zion situation, Zion is not like Giannis or KD, right? Even though those are older players, Zion has too much baggage, and I think what's name just want to get rid of him that bad to where somebody's gonna get a steal for Zion. Now, if you put Zion in Atlanta, for one, Lord Jesus, Zion Zion need to go somewhere where ain't no bad bitches and the food is horrible. Okay, Zion can't afford to be in no motherfucking New Orleans. All right, big booty freaks and motherfucking and fried everything. And that nigga definitely go to Atlanta, strip clubs and fried everything. You know what I mean? So that nigga, yeah, bro. Listen, yeah, bro. Hell no. That nigga can't go to Houston. He then can't go to Atlanta. All right, no Houston, no Atlanta, Miami either. No, 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 no. Exactly, yeah. But I mean, it's not gonna change anything. But they definitely get him up out of there too. That's just a name. Well, what you gonna give up for him? That's the thing. I'm not giving up that team. Well, like I said, the only thing I'm giving up for Indiana, pretty much if Indiana makes to the finals and don't get there, if I'm Giannis and it's an Eastern Conference team, that's the only Eastern Conference team I'm willing to go to. And again, if somebody I'm not if I'm wasn't I'm not willing to take a gamble on Embiid. If I'm a team like say Denver or Minnesota, I can afford the gamble with Embiid because I know I got the players, you know what I'm saying, that'll be able to carry me to still be like a top 5, top 4 team in the West, right? And if I gotta sit his ass 50% of the season just to make sure he's healthy for the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? That's worth the gamble. But yeah, if I'm Indiana, I'm not doing that. Well, no, somebody's definitely gonna take him, bro. Somebody's gonna take him. I mean, he's work. If you can, and they load manage. You can load manage Joel Embiid, and you are a fucking championship caliber team. Another team that if I'm fucking the Clippers, if I'm the Clippers, I'm willing to give up fucking Zubac and what's the other boy name? Buddy that should have been an all-star this year. I'm willing to give up those two or Zubac, some supporting players and some draft picks and a Batum, and somebody else and some draft picks for Joel Embiid. I'm willing to do it. If I can keep James Harden and for the first time fucking Kawhi Leonard actually made it through the playoffs, right? And Kawhi's healthy. That's the only thing there. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm. That's nah. As a matter of fact, I take that back. The chances of Joel Embiid and Kawhi Leonard being healthy at the same time and being able to make it through a fucking playoffs, nah. I take it back. Well, Mike Davis still when healthy, so is Joel Embiid. Let's not act like again when Embiid is healthy, bro. Like I say, he's definitely top 5. Damn, who did they lose the draft picks on? I don't know if I'll give Kawhi top 5 at this point. I don't know. I don't know if I can say that. Top 10, yeah, but top 5 at this point, no, I can't say that Kawhi is top 5. Yeah, go if I could get Zion Williamson in Golden State, I'd do it. If I could get him with the Knicks, no, who you gonna give up for him? Unless I'm not going to accept Josh Hart and fucking what's the dude with the fucking record for most starts or whatever. I'm not accepting that shit for Zion Williamson. If we can do a 3-team trade to where somebody else, but yeah, I don't know. If I could get him in New York though, I would. I definitely would. Cat and Zion on the same team. Cat, Zion, and motherfucking Jalen Brunson. Hey man, yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, man, that's all I got, bro. What I mean, chop this shit up with y'all. I appreciate y'all for pulling up on me, bro. I'm gonna try to do more NBA shit, more talks and whatever. Yeah, Mikal Bridges. Yeah. But hey, that's all I got, man. I'm out.